Hi guys, and welcome to another ASMR video. Now this is something I've started buying in Aldi's. This is called Tuscan Orzo. I hope that's how it's pronounced, I'm not sure. Now what it has is this apparently is like a certain sort of pasta here. Looks like sort of rice, but apparently it's pasta. And it has chicken, as you've got there, tomatoes here. I don't know what else that's in there. I don't know if it's spinach. It's also like a creamy sort of sauce that it's in too. Yeah, but what I do know is it is absolutely delicious. I love it. So I'll eat that to drink. Do you want me to get you a cola? I've got a ZX cola. So one ZX cola. As always, I've got the door, the eyebrow, and the paw. In binaural. Oh guys, yeah, so this is delicious. You don't have to jeff it up too much. Just some salt and some seasonal, and I find that's enough. And also, I thought I'd talk about, because someone requested this quite a while back, but I forgot all about it. But I'll talk about my favourite James Bond movies. The name's Bond. James Bond. I'm not going to do them in any particular order, or I might just do them in the order they were sort of released, you know what I mean? That might be a bit better. Oh, and there's a tomato. And I think it was the first one I know I'd ever seen. And that was the one that featured this car. And that was Goldfinger. I've got the car there. Yeah, I mean it always used to be on like Christmas. And I remember when I was like little, all the people in my house would be so happy, like my brother and my dad. They go, "Oh, Goldfinger's on next Thursday," or something. And it's absolutely brilliant. You've got the character Goldfinger is a great villain. You've got Odd Job, you know, one of the henchmen, and he's one of the best henchmen ever. And one of the best Q scenes he's showing him the Aston Martin. It goes out under the gear stick lever. If you pop the top off, there's a red button. Whatever you do, don't push it. You know. Bong goes, why? Goes, it releases this part of the roof and activates the ejector seat. Bong goes, ejector seat, you're joking. And then Q goes, I never joke about my work, 007. And it's just so funny. Yeah, so he had the Aston Martin DB5, which was brilliant. So that'll always be, you know, one of, if not my absolute favourite. I also loved Diamonds Are Forever, because there was these two girls in it called Bambi and Thumper. And they do all these sort of backflips and kung fu and everything mixed together. Both of them start beating Bond up, which I always loved. I thought that was great. Yes, I did like that too. So that was good. Then you had the sort of Roger Moore ones that come along in like the early 70s, I think. Live and Let Die was 1973. Which is actually Traverse Licence's favourite Roger Moore film. It might even be her favourite Bond film, actually. But yeah, but it wasn't until 1977 that there was a new Bond coming out called The Spy Who Loved Me. And this was another one of my favourites, because it was the first one I ever saw in the cinema. I was about 8 years old. And my dad took me to see it. And I loved it. I loved the plot. You know, there's a guy that lives under the sea and wants to make like a world under the sea and destroy the planet, you know, destroy the sort of world above. His name was Stromberg. And the thing I really loved was Jaws, who was one of the best, if not the best, henchman in a Bond movie. He was just funny thing was as well, was Bond movies at the end always gave you the name of the next movie. You know, so it'd have been The End of Live and Let Die, Bond Will Return in, what was after that one? Man with a Golden Gun. End of Man with a Golden Gun, Bond Will Return in Spy Who Loved Me. At the end of The Spy Who Loved Me, it said Bond will return in For Your Eyes Only. But the next movie was actually Moonraker, and I think what they'd done is where the sort of, you had Star Wars had done so well, and all the sort of space movies, you know, they decided to sort of use Moonraker because it was sort of set mostly like in space. It was to do with space, so whether that was the reason, but that's what I've always thought. That's why it was changed. I really love Moonraker too. That was another good one because it was very similar to The Spy Who Loved Me. Only this time the guy wants to destroy Earth and have his own world in space. I guess this watch. It's a Seiko. And funny enough, my brother had the watch, the same one. But in the film, you have like a little missile built into it, and you activate it like this, and he's put on this G-force simulator, and someone tampers with it, and he's spinning and spinning. He's got all this G-force on his face, and he opens his wrist eventually and fires the little missile into the workings, you know, and it breaks it. And I think I like most of the Roger Moore movies, if I'm honest. But then you had like when Pierce Brosnan came along, because it had been a really long gap between them. And then all of a sudden, you know, Bond was back and it was Pierce Brosnan. And it was GoldenEye, which I really loved. Another one of my favourites. And one of the women in it crushes men between her legs. You know, so it was an original sort of idea. And you have Boris, who's really funny. I am invincible. You know, loads of really good scenes in it. last one he did, which was in 2002, was Die Another Day, which I really like because John Cleese was now Q, and they have an Aston Martin Vanquish, and it's got all these mirrors around it that make it invisible. And it goes, right now, 007 Aston Martin, call it the Vanquish, we call it the Vanish. And it puts on the camouflage and it goes invisible. So the car was really cool in it as well. So I didn't mind that one. I mean, his special effects in it sometimes are a bit poor, to say the least, but it was still a good and I still like it. For Sandra. Yeah, I absolutely love this, guys. Yeah, you get it in like a packet. In the frozen section, and you literally just open it, heat up a frying pan or a wok, pour it in, and just sort of stir fry it for like about 15 minutes, and it's brilliant, really nice. There's another one as well, which I think is like a Singapore noodles, and I might do that next because I love those as well. I've been eating them nearly every night for like supper, so I might do that next, but I highly recommend these. Yes, nice, like a nice creamy sauce. The pasta is lovely. I think it's spinach, I'm not sure what's in it, but you know, the tomatoes, the chicken's really tender and nice as well. I love it. My other favourite one from Daniel Craig is Casino Royale. I absolutely love that. That one was brilliant. I wasn't a massive fan of them until Spectre. I really liked, especially when Bond nicks the DB10, which is meant to be for 009, but Bond steals it. And it's still not quite ready yet, and I think he goes to fire machine guns in it or something. He says, oh, there's no ammo loaded. And, you know, that's really funny. And the last one, of course, which is No Time to Die. Which, you know, I was very, very upset at the end. But the film itself is pretty good, but I absolutely love all the Bond movies. They're all brilliant, but that's some of my favourite ones. What's your favourites, guys? Let me know in the comments. And I absolutely love this car. This is superb. If you can see, there's Bond's actually sitting in there too. It's fantastic. I love it. Right, guys. I'm gonna go now. Go out. Go and get some shopping. Go and have a coffee with Travers Arzons. And I wish you all the very best of days. I will be back, but in the meantime, have yourselves a wonderful, 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 peaceful, 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 peaceful,